right, welcome everybody to Class A1, Section 6 playoff baseball. The first pitch of this ball game, it's Hamburg Bulldogs and the Williamsville South Billies. Mark Johnson along with Tom Prince. Live here from Williamsville South. Tom, we're going to have a pretty good matchup here today.
Oh, no doubt. I think this is the matchup of the day right now in Section 6.
Ground ball back to the pitcher. That's Brenda loops it over to first base, gets his man. That was Oswald running, and they get him out for the first out of this game. A 4 seed versus a 5 seed here at Williamsville South. Nice day for ball game. A little breezy, Tom, but playable.
Yeah, we'll be in a little bit of a wind tunnel, so bear with us.
That brings up Dylan Crowley, number 30, right-handed hitter for Hamburg. The pitch on the way, and it's fouled away by Crowley. Hamburg comes in here, the number 5 seed. Williamsville South, the number 4 seed. And what do you know about Mr. Brinda?
You know, they're both. We're going to be talking about both number 1 pitchers going at each other right now.
And a hit is over there to left field, drops in for a base hit. So Crowley aboard, get something started for Hamburg.
This is a tough lineup Hamburg has. You 2, 3, 4 in here, right? Crowley, Barillo, and then Migliori is probably 3 of some of the hottest hitters in Western New York at the moment.
Kyle Barillo steps in, the left-handed hitter wearing number 13. Hamburg in their away white uniforms, black trim. And the pitch from Binda on the way, and it's a strike.
Especially in a windy day. If you can control that off-speed stuff, you could really be dangerous on a day like today.
Throw back to first. He's in there safe. Is Crowley. Temperature was expected to get up around 60, 62 degrees today. I don't know if we made it that far, but pitch on the way, and that was outside. 1-1 count now.
It's kind of like the wind chill factor, though. The wind is what's bringing it down. It's not that it didn't hit that. It's that the wind's kicking right now.
All natural grass field here at Williamsville South. Pitch in there for a strike. And ahead of the count at 1-2 here. No scoreboard to help us out in the outfield here, Tom. So it's a memory game. Fake the throwback to first. Did Binda.
Short porch over in right field. Watch out. This could come into play, especially with the wind blowing out.
Pitch, and it is low and away for a ball, so it's 2-2. And Binda. Well, Binda already starting in with the umpire. I don't recommend that.
I think he was honestly just asking if it was low, and I don't think he knew what he was asking.
He did make a point of it. He asked him a few times, and the umpire said, hey, let's play some ball here. 1 out, man at first. And a swing and a miss strikeout for Tom Binda. So Binda strikes out Borello. And Jack McGuire, is it?
Migliori. And
sorry.
if you look at Jack right now, Jack, 4 home runs since the beginning of the month, breaks the school record in Hamburg for home runs hit. Like you said, this is a hot hitter right now. As you see, look at the outfield giving him a step right now.
They sure are. Throw back over to first, and Crowley's back in there safe. 2 out here. Top of the first inning. Section 6, Class A1 quarterfinal playoff game. Pitch on the way, and that's outside for a ball. Bringing this game to you on WesternNewYorkAthletics.com, Mixler.com. Frank, the Wolfman Wolf, on the camera. And he helped us get set up quickly here in some windy conditions here in Williamsville. Throw back to first, not much on that. And Crowley in there easily. Wind starting to pick up a little bit. As you can well hear, pitch on the way. It's a strike. So Binda showing some good form here.
Binda going old school, too. I love the old stirrups when the kids bring those back. Going a little old school.
Pitch, and it's outside, so it's 2-1. The count. McLeory, a right-handed hitter wearing number 22 in white. Trying to advance Crowley, who got aboard with a base hit. There's 2 out. Pitch. And that is outside and low. 3-1. Trying to get on any way you can, right, Tom?
Yeah, and you can see he ain't missing by much because that catcher's sitting there holding the glove. There's no movement there.
Binda fires and it's high and he walks him. So Crowley will move down to second. Leorio will go down to first, and that'll bring up Evan Chafee.
Freshman, probably you're going to keep hearing this kid's name, not only with his bat, but as an unbelievable pitcher, and has already been clocked somewhere in like mid to upper 80s already.
Batting fifth. That's an impressive pitch on the way, and that is outside. Ball 1. And the count 2 out here. Top of the first. 2 men on for the Bulldogs. Binda checks the runners, looks, throws, and it's low, and it was in the dirt.
You know, Mark, I don't know if walking Migliari was a bad thing for them. You know, you take away the deep ball, there's still 2 outs. I understand you're putting a runner in a scoring position, but you just went through the heart of the lineup and didn't have any damage happen.
Pitch on the way, that's low as well. Well, it's 3-0. It's a Chafee. Well, 2 men on. Tom, what do you do here? Swing away or take a pitch?
No, I'm taking a pitch. I want bases loaded.
Chafee gets back in there, the left-hander. Binda fires, and he missed. Oh, he got it. Caught the corner, excuse me. We're on a little bit of an angle here, so it's strike 1.
Yeah, in this win, Mark, am I going to get the perfect pitch? I'm not sure, so I would have absolutely still taken that one.
Then at first and second, Binda steps off the rubber. 4 seed versus a 5 seed here. And Hamburg trying to strike early. There's a throwback to second. Crowley gets back in there easily. He's going to have a nice dirty uniform by the time the day's over.
Means you played. You want the dirty uniform. Means you got in there. You played. It's proof.
Pitch. And that is line, and that's a base hit. Crowley's going to round third. He's going to score. Crowley's in easily. And McGlory is going to try as well, and now he's going to hold up, come back, and nice stop there at the plate. And the men go to Berkman made a nice play there. Ball advances, and then will go to second, third.
That was a base running mistake, though. You saw he let up about halfway through there. He would have kept going, listened to his coach. I think he has a chance to score there.
Meeting of the minds at the mound.
And you saw it. He gave up, almost stopped at third base. Coach was telling him to go, and you know the good news is they still held them up. They didn't get an out of it, but that could be 2-0 right there.
Well, what do you think he's saying on the mound, Tom? Just to calm him down a little bit.
Yeah. Again, it's only 2 hits. It's nothing that is big, but you want to make sure you get him calm because it is obviously a tight zone, and he may not be feeling he's getting his pitch. So just make sure, deep breath, start over again. No big deal. Hey, right, 2 hits, but we've only given up 1 run, and we're going to hit the ball too.
Brings up Jake O'Donnell, number 14. O'Donnell with a couple of men on for him. And 1 run in here, 1-0 Hamburg. Strike on the outside corner. That comes back strong, Tom.
Yeah, and our Blues, they definitely very methodical about his strike pitch. So you got to wait before.
Pitch on the way, a little grounder, and that's going to be fouled down the third baseline. Migliori was running, of course, 2 down. And a 1-0 Hamburg lead here, top of the first inning. And believe me, with this win, I am hanging on to my lineup here.
I don't blame you.
Just a hair too much wind. Too bad of a day. Had the sun out earlier today. Binda gets the signal, signs and checks off for you.
What we're going to wonder, Mark, is the wind going to come into play at that fence, especially in right center field?
The pitch, it's high. And a nice play there from Berkman. Owen Berkman went up top. Made sure no one came off the base. 2 men on, men at second and third with 2 down. Binda to Jake O'Donnell. High again. And I believe it's a 2-2 count. It is old school out here, Williamsville South. As I mentioned, no scoreboard. Football team got a beautiful scoreboard, but the baseball team is lacking. There's a strike, strikes him out. Jake O'Donnell thought it was a little high, and he'll go back to the dugout, and that is the end of the half inning. But Hamburg strikes first time, 1-0.
And again, big. Again, look at what Coach did. Coach went out, talked to him, calm him down a little bit, and look at where we're at. Right, gets himself out of the inning, and now it's their turn to hit. The only thing you want to look at it, if you hope that base running mistake is not something that's going to cost you, where you could have had a second run up on the board also. You're going to see now Kyle Borello come out and pitch for Hamburg. Lefty is who he is. Definitely one of the top pitchers in Western New York. Has thrown a perfect game already against Sweet Home. That perfect game also included 15 strikeouts.
Wow. So the left-hander will take his mandatory warm-up pitches. We got some great action coming up the next couple of weeks here.
Oh, the one thing I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care if you are an upper seed or not. If you are going to take for granted a lower seed right now, you're crazy. There are too many quality pitchers out there. You just saw last night, 10 seed West Seneca West take on Ken East, right? I got to see Connor Schermerhorn, Aiden Bova go at each other 1-0 with West Seneca West getting the win. Again, the 10 seed. You look at Newfane and Tonawanda, right? Newfane, the 11 seed, wins over the 6 seed. And who they have? Another pitcher, Garrett Schrock, goes out there and throws a fabulous game himself. There are pitchers all over the place that are capable of shutting another team down. You cannot take any team for granted here. If you do, you're going to be the team that's going home.
There's a lot of action in Double-A next Tuesday, the 28th.
There's a great example right now. Lockport, do not underestimate Jamestown. I'm going to tell you, Bryce Jackson will be going to the mound. The kid is legit. If you underestimate Jamestown, he's a kid that could come out and shut you down.
It should be a great ball game. Hopefully Mother Nature will cooperate. This rain that's supposed to come in here next couple of days hopefully comes in here and gets out of here.
Yeah.
So, bottom of the first inning, Kevin McGraw steps in, number 6. McGraw. And the pitch is fouled back. Cal Borello. Looks like here's some have good form. Borello delivers high. That's a 1-1 count. Wind blowing out to, I would say, center field, but basically, right? No?
Yeah, center to left field is where it is, which could be the best place to blow out here because it is no fenced.
Last pitch was a ball, another one on the way, and that is outside as well. 3-1 to McGraw, who's trying to get things started here for the Billies. Borello's pitch is in there for a strike. So it's a full count to Kevin McGraw. Borello winds, kicks, delivers. And it's flared out into right field, but it's going to be caught out there for the first out of the inning. Nice catch out there from Dylan Crowley out in right field. And there's one gone. Brings up John Rapp. Wears 13. And now the umpire is making him take off his gloves, his sunglasses, and his chain.
No, sunglasses he can wear. It's the chain.
So a chain is coming off of Mr. Rapp down there. I just never understood, Tom, why anyone would want to wear jewelry at any level. I just never understood it. That's just me.
And I get it. But when you get to see, all your idols wear it constantly, what are they trying to do? And in a lot of cases, you're mimicking idols.
Well, maybe that's where it should start, up at the top.
I don't disagree with that comment.
So Rapp steps back in with one down here. Bottom of the first. Hamburg 1-0 lead. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike one. And maybe that little pause for the cause there did something mentally to Rapp. He way behind on that swing. Burlow fires again. This time it's low. A good eye by Rapp. It's a 1-1 count. 1-0 Hamburg here in the bottom of the first. Pitch on the way. And it's fouled back to the screen. So a 1-2 count to Rapp. That wind really whipping in here, as everyone can probably hear right now. Pitch on the way. High. Ball 3. 2-2, excuse me. Burlow kicks, fires, and it's a base hit up the middle. Nice hit there by Rapp. That gets through. So John Rapp's aboard with one down. A bouncing ball up the middle that got past the shortstop and the second baseman. No one could make a break on it. It was a sharp hit ball, Tom.
It's a nice hit ball. It really was. Up the middle, it's exactly what you want to do. And literally right over second base, and wasn't able to be caught. That was textbook what you're looking for to do.
Brings up Joe Battaglia, number 5. The pitch on the way. Battaglia gets a piece of it. Oh, Barolo went to knock it down, and there's no play there. Now the ball gets away from the first baseman. A wild throw there, and runner will stop. Rapp stops at third, and Battaglia goes down to second base, and that was ill-advised, Tom.
Yeah, once the ball goes out of play, it's one base on an overthrow that goes out of bounds there. So you can see they each got their one bases. And he's trying to make a play. I mean, I get it as far as what you're trying to do because you're all amped up. But at the same time is probably should have held that one. Battaglia with some wheels to get down to first base. That he was definitely going to be safe either way.
Brings up Owen Berkman, the catcher. Swing and a miss. Strike one on Berkman. More importantly, with just one out. And then at third, second and third here for Williamsville South. The pitch. That's lined, and that's a base hit. One run will score. Wheeling around is Battaglia. He'll score. And a throw back to first. That's going to get away, and that's going to advance Berkman again. Well, Berkman will go down to second. So a couple of throwing plays here that got away from Hamburg, and it's a 2-1. Billies lead. Well, you never know out there, but there's no sense throwing the ball around, and they're getting a little careless out there, Tom.
Yeah, and the reason why he actually gets to advance to third base here was because he had already had possession of first base. So versus the other ones did not have possession of that base yet.
So it's Berkman down to third the hard way.
But hey, listen, Berkman, great hit the hole between the shortstop and third. 2 RBIs with his base hit. That's the way to be able to start off your team. Jump on a quality pitcher the way they are. They're going after him with the bats. This is the way to start off for Will South.
Brings up the DH, A.J. Urbanik, wearing number 26. Steps in. And duck out on the pond for him on there at third. Owen Berkman at third, and here's the pitch on the way. And that one is hit sharply to shortstop. He boots it, comes up, throws, and still gets his man. A nice play there to stay with it to force the second out, but a run scores. And it's a 3-1 lead for the Billies.
Way to stay with it. you weren't going to get the out at home anyway, so great job to stay with it and get your second out.
Brings up Mitchell Jackson for Williamsville South, and it's a big inning here in the bottom of the first. Art Johnson here along with Tom Ritz, and we're excited to be with you and start off this 2019 playoff season.
Mark, still, we got to watch out. Is that base running mistake now come back to haunt you, right? Because this could be a 3-2 game now. That's a 3-1 game. So everything counts in the playoffs.
The pitch, and that one's in there for a strike. 1-1 count now to Jackson. Pitch on the way. Jackson, some contact. Burrows wiped at it, knocked it down, and underhands it over to get the out. Oh, and a trip up over there. And it might have been accidental when coming up hobbling a little bit is Jackson. He's going to try to run it out. And now they're calling him back over. The first base coach calling him back over. The inning is over. But now the eyes are on Mitchell Jackson, who went over there awkwardly, and he's just trying to run it out, Tom, it looks like.
Uh-oh. I'm not sure I like this move in between innings. I know he's trying to be a nice guy about this, but...
So, and what you're talking about is Tom Binka, the pitcher, going over and once again having some words with the umpire. I don't know about that.
You got yourself a 3-1 lead. Just leave it as it is.
So Binda calling for the ball from the umpire before his warm-up pitches.
You know, Mark, I've seen it all year, though. And I'm not going to sit here. These umpires have done a fabulous job, right? But what I am seeing is, and I think what you're seeing with a lot of the complaints is, there is some really small strike zones we're seeing this year. We're seeing the shoebox in that strike calls, and I think that's where it's, you know what I mean, you're getting a lot of pushback.
So for Hamburg, it'll be Tim Barber, Matt Formerelli, and Lou Rizik. Coming up a 7, 8, 9 hitters. And the Bulldogs are down 3-1. So we couldn't say we didn't have some action in that first inning.
And again, two big pitchers going at each other early. The bats are not intimidated today. Either way, I love the start that we're seeing for both teams.
I'm thinking maybe I might have missed a batter, but there comes Barber now. So Barber's going to come up. Tim Barber.
Yep, and that is Matt Fumarelli on deck.
Williamsville South, just off Main Street, Williamsville, New York. A Section 6 quarter final Class A1 playoff game goes to the top of the second inning. Hamburg's up. They're down 3-1. Binda pitch on the way. And a swing and a miss for Tim Barber. Fielder's playing a little bit on the shallow side. Second pitch is outside and high, 1-1 count. And we lost Frank Wolf.
Yeah, I think Frank wanted to make sure he got himself warm because it's definitely going to be cool as we approach through the night here. So,
Binda looks in at Berkman and the pitch, and a nice off-speed pitch for a strike. Swinging strike by Tom Barber. Hamburg in a little wild with the throws in their half of the inning. Really helped out the Billies there. Pitch is popped up. Second baseman's going to call for it and makes the catch on a bloop fly ball.
And Mark, this is where the wind's going to come into play. Those fly balls are just going to hang there today. You know what I mean? A chance that may have dropped in other days or other games because of the weather. They're going to hold up there today. That
brings up number 24, Matt Frisell. for Hamburg. Pitch on the way. And Purcell line drives. It goes through. Down the first base side. And he's aboard with a base hit.
Matt Fumer with a big hit. I've had the opportunity to coach Matty too. Great kid there. Love to see when he gets a good at bat. And I'll tell you, the smile tells it all with him.
Brings up Lou Rizek. And I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. But number 23 will step in regardless for Hamburg. The one down and a man on first base for the Bulldogs. Here at the top of the second inning. Pitch on the way. He lays down a bunt, and it's a beauty. And they're going to call it foul at the plate.
Now, well, they're going to talk this one over because this hit the bat.
Well, it looks like that might be the call. That was a beautifully executed bunt. However, when he dropped his bat, it hit the ball. So we'll send Fumarelli back to first base, and they'll do it all over again. Rizek gets back in the batter's box with one out and lightly throwing it over the first base is Menda. Menda looks in and his catcher gets the sign, delivers, and it's outside, so it's 1-1. Rizek. Man at first here for Hamburg, trying to get something going. Top of the second. Throwback over to first, and he's in there safe. Binda looks in. The pitch, and he gets him swinging for strike two.
Nice off-speed pitch right there. You saw that.
Tom Binda still looks to be a little agitated out on that mound. We're getting a little animated out there, to say the least. Pitch on the way, and it's a hard shot to the shortstop. He couldn't come up with it. So the man will advance to second. It's a base hit for Rizek, and it'll bring up Tim Oswald back.
This is a dangerous, when you are 1 through 9 hitting the ball that hard, you're a dangerous lineup. This is going to be a tough game. This is going to come down to the end. Both great pitchers, both good hitting lineups. No doubt this is going to come down to the end.
So Oswald steps in and slashes one foul down the left. With all the rain we've had this year, Tom, it's just happy to get these games in when they really matter.
Yeah, and actually I talked to Coach Murphy before the game. Coach had actually, they're surprisingly.
Long throw back to second, gets through again. Now he's gonna stay right there. And now a chance to get the man at first, and he gets back. So base running error right there. Rizek wasn't looking ahead, obviously.
Oh, got lucky on that one.
Yeah, Amber got a little lucky there. So
I was going to say, I talked to Coach Murphy before the game, and he said they got a great field that drains, that they still got most of their games in because the field drains so well here.
It's amazing with the rough spring that we had here in Western New York. Pitch on the way, and a snap throw down the second. And back in there easily. Back in there diving. We're getting those uniforms dirty.
You know, I'll tell you, not many grass fields got all their games in. This was one of them. I would probably say the other fields I heard Orchard Park got their games in, as you saw, Mark. Gowanda got their games in, another grass field over there.
Right. Hamburg
gets his games in over there too. So some grass fields still were able to get their games in to be able to play games at home.
So man at first and second here with Tim Oswald back for his second at bat. Binda's pitch, and he walks him. So the bases are loaded. And we've got some action in the Billies bullpen. Who we got down there, Tom?
Yeah, well,
number 8, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like I don't know, or you got guys that are just trying to stay loose too. You don't know what you're thinking at this point. What you saw here is get caught in here. So now he gets a walk, doesn't have to worry about sacrificing his out. Now you got bases loaded with only one out with the Meteor lineup.
Dylan Crowley steps in. He's already got a hit. And it takes a look at his strike. The bases are loaded for Hamburg. The Bulldogs can do some damage here with one down. They've hit the ball sharply off Binda. Steps, looks, fires, and he jumped on a pitch. It's going to be caught out there in right field. They'll tag up from third and score, and it's 3-2. Williamsville South. So 2 down here with the men at the corners, Tom.
I'll tell you, this is where the wind actually probably didn't get a chance to get up high enough. He probably hits that a little bit higher. That gets caught in that wind track. Could have actually gone. It was hit too well, I think, Mark.
So 2 out for the Bulldogs. They're trying to help himself out here. Or, excuse me, first and third, 2 down for Hamburg. Binda's pitch on the way. It's popped up. Look out. It's coming right back up behind us a little bit. And on the play. Rezick down at third, and the pitch is in there and it's outside. Well, it's a 1-1 count.
So, Mark, you're actually hearing Will South call out numbers right now with first and third. What they're doing is they're calling out a play in case Hamburg decides to steal what they want their catcher to do with the ball.
And it is in there for a strike. Nice breaking ball there for Binda. Trying to get out his jam. 1 run's already in here in the top of the second. Binda looks at the catcher. Fires it in there. He strikes him out looking. Catches him looking. And that ends the inning.
Great pitch, and it was absolutely a strike. Was right where he needed to put it, and that's not. You have 2 strikes on you at that point. That's not a pitch you can let go. Great pitch for him to get himself out of the inning. Again, Mark, I hate to keep bearing that point. 3-2. There's the run we keep talking about, right? That was left out there, but you're still talking 3-2. Will South now. Now you come back. You've got a lead. You got yourself up now. Great spot to be in. Now, what Kyle Borello's got to do is that's the one who just struck out. So he's got to come out here, put it past him, say, hey, no big deal. I can't let this bother me, and then kind of start fresh again right here on the mound.
Well, Tom, you might. What's on tap for tomorrow?
So tomorrow what we're going to see is we're going to go to Monsignor Martin Division tomorrow. Monsignor Martin playoffs kick off tomorrow, where we're going to see some matchups there in round 1. St. Joe's will end up getting a bye right there. Canisius is the seed number 2. Seed number 3 goes to St. Mary's. Seed number 4 is St. Francis. Seed number 5 is Bishop Timon. Seed 6 goes to Nichols, and seed 7 goes to Cardinal O'Hara.
Plenty of action tomorrow, and unfortunately, Mother Nature might not cooperate. I guess the rain's supposed to come in around 6, 7 in the morning. We'll see how it shapes up here.
And the funny part is the one team who's got the field in case it rains is the one that's not playing.
So, bottom of the second inning. And a pitch on the way is Ryan Shelton. Steps in. The pitch low and away, and it's 2-0. Shelton trying to get on any way he can here in the bottom of the second. 3-2, Williamsville South. Another good eye there and a low pitch. And it's 3-0. So Borello having some control problems. Winds, kicks, and delivers. Outside, draws a walk, and that's a great way to start an inning. Shelton goes to first, and that brings up Brett Johnson. Number 17 for the Billies.
Kyle doesn't seem to be comfortable out there on the mound today. You can see him kicking around. That hole that he keeps standing into, honestly, is not, is bothering him.
Pitch is once again low, so that's 5 straight balls now for Borello.
And Mark, watch as his foot is hitting that hole. You'll see it's twisting and turning and doing all different things on every pitch.
Man.
It's doing something different in every pitch. Is why you're seeing it's changing his arm slot is what it's doing. And when you change your arm slot, what you're doing is it's causing the ball to go all different places.
Borello fires, and it's hit down the right field line and caught down there. And that's one down here for Williamsville South. So a flare to right field, handled easily. Three-two Billies here over the Bulldogs. They're trying to add some more. Pitch is high and inside for ball one. Pitch on the way, and that's a strike. So it's a 1-1 count.
Hey, Mark, let's not forget about our advertisers too. Ilio DePaulo's. Boy, can't go wrong there, huh?
No, sir. That next pitch is low. It's 2-1 count. Ilio's fine food for probably over 40, 50 years.
There you go. Scroy Financial too.
Plan, protect, and invest.
There you go.
Scroy.
And then lastly, Paul Wolf Insurance.
Throw back first. The man was safe. Borello winds, kicks, delivers, and a good cut on that fastball. Just got a piece of it, foul it back to the screen. Jamison Morganson, the batter. High fastball. And it was up top. I believe it's a 2-2 count. Borello's pitch to Morganson. Sharply hit down the first base, but the first baseman picks it up, makes the play at first, gets the out, trying to get the man at second, and missed him there. But 2 down now here in the bottom of the second inning. 3-2 Billies.
Big out. Like I said, with him struggling on the mound, to get it out of an inning is going to be big.
Pitch on the way to Kevin McGraw. Second pitch is in there, and it's a 1-1 count.
Mark, it's gotten to the point where I can watch Kyle's front foot there. And if it turns at the very end, it's been a ball every single time.
Pitch and popped up. Flare to right field. Could be some trouble out there, but camping underneath it and making the grab. And that's the inning for Hamburg. So a base hit, but no damage done.
And that's big. Even just for, you know what I mean, your psyche, where we're at. I'm struggling in the mound. I may not have my best stuff. And look I still get out of the inning with where I'm going for. It's huge. So again, we got a ball game here. This is exactly what we expected. It's why we said we were coming here today.
Exactly.
3-2 ball game. Both teams hitting, great pitching. This is where you want to be right now. And I want to throw a special shout out today. We have a player over at Hamburg, Joey Reideback, telling you one of the best kids you could ever ask for to be on your team. Just a great kid all around, great family. Mom right now had a procedure, sitting in the hospital listening to us. Hey, get well quick, Cindy. We're all thinking about you. Wanted to let you know that we have all our thoughts and prayers along your way.
Absolutely. Well, Frank, the Wolfman Wolf, turning camera on us here, and he's probably seen an awful tired Mark Johnson. I did 4 lacrosse games the last 2 days, and I had a full day of work this morning. So Not to mention that, I cut my lawn in record time.
See, the problem I got is I got 2 Red Sox fans on either side of me over here.
Hey. It's a long season. Sox taking 3 out of 4 in Toronto. Now go down to Houston, back to the beehive on there.
That's and what do we call? Are we calling here the year of the pitcher? And what happens when you go down to Houston? That's exactly what you're going to see. You're going to see the pitching, some of the top pitching performances in the Major League Baseball.
Oh, brings up Owen Berkman to lead off the inning for Hamburg here. Top of the 3rd. They're down by a run. 3-2 Williamsville South. Oops, excuse me. I have been corrected here. Excuse me. Jack Migliori's up for Hamburg.
Well, his off-speed stuff is dead on today. That's exactly what's keeping a lot of the hitters off balance is his off-speed.
The second pitch is in there for a strike. And it's quickly headed in the count here, 0-2.
Don't deviate. Stay with the off-speed. That's exactly what he should be doing right now.
Wind just starting to settle down just a bit here. High pitch coming in there for a ball. So 1-2 here.
Do you see the comfort level on the mound? Just see how no issues, doesn't bother him out there. It's the difference between right now the 2 pitchers on how they're feeling out there on the mound.
Benda and a ball sharply hit the third base. Long throw way over the first baseman's head. He'll go to second base. So Migliori goes down to second. And we've seen some throwing trouble issues here by both teams.
Yeah, and you wonder, too, again, does the wind have anything, right? The minute that ball takes off, it's going to take off a lot higher than probably it normally would just because you've got this forced wind behind you. But now you've got a runner, you got your leadoff runner, which should be at first base because I think he's going to probably be there anyway with his speed. Now is sitting on second base with a chance to tie the game up.
So Evan Chafee steps in, takes the first pitch, it gets through, base hit. And rounding third and going to score is Migliori, and it's 3-3 game just like that.
That's another big hit. If you remember, Evan had the big hit that was over this way that scored 2 runs, or that scored the first run for them. This is some big hitting right now that you're getting from your freshman.
Well, that brings up Jake O'Donnell, who struck out his first time up looking and didn't like the call. So man at first with nobody down here. Top of the 3rd, and we're all tied at 3. Pitch, and it's fouled back to the screen. He had a good cut at that one, Tom.
Yeah, it looked like he was dead on. And like I said, is this right now, his off-speed is what it is. Get the early on the fastball. Let's see what he does with now his off-speed stuff.
Only one pitch coming up from Binda. Looks at the catcher. Now he's going to throw a light one back over to first base. Nothing on that at all.
Those are just to say, hey, I'm watching you. I got you in my eye.
And it looks and fires. It's fouled straight up in the screen, and that ball's stuck up in the screen. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
You know where that happens a lot? St. Joe's, they have that wrap that comes over. At Clarence, when they play at the town park and they don't get a chance to play in the turf, they have that fence that comes. Those are the type fences that it seems to happen on often.
I believe it's an 0-2 count here. Let's see.
Yep. Both foul balls.
Jake O'Donnell steps back in. He's got a man at first, trying to move that man over. And it's a shot right to the third baseman, and they double him up. A line drive to the third baseman. And a nice play by McGraw. He gunned it back over to first and got the double play. 2 down here. Well, that was a bullet right to McGraw, Tom. And, I mean, how do you not catch it?
You know, and it's a tough one. It really is. It's one of those where, you know, you're taught to the minute you're taught to freeze on a line drive, but you have such a lead that even at the freeze, you're still tough to get back.
Brings up Tom Barber. First pitch was low, ball one. So 2 outs for Hamburg here in their top half of the third. And next pitch is low. 2-0. Bennett checks his sign, delivers, and that's a strike. 1-2 count. Excuse me, 2-1. I miss having a scoreboard out here, Tom. I'll tell you that. Got a little spoiled there at Orchard Park. Lancaster and
a lot of plays. I mean,
it's
Nagawee-Field. Yeah.
My old alma mater got a pretty nice scoreboard.
Oh, we got a dogfight out there. We heard just right now. We got a score update. Niagara Wheatfield 0, North Tonawanda 0. North Tonawanda played a great game yesterday in a 2-0 game to advance to see Niagara Wheatfield. And I'll tell you right now, what have I been saying, Mark? You're the pitcher. I keep saying it. Niagara Wheatfield's loaded when it comes to pitching.
Now we'll see what happens out there in Sanborn, New York. Pitch on the way, and it is hit up in the air. It's going to be a blooper that's going to come in, and nice catch. Running catch by a center fielder for the Billies to get out of this inning.
Mark, what did I say? Any ball in the air is going to hold up just that little bit longer for them to be able to make catches like that, right? Those in any other days probably drop. You could be talking a single, maybe even a double by the way it bounces. But because of the wind and the way it is, you put the ball up in the air, it's going to be tough to be able to not have that seam be caught.
So nice catch there to end the top half of the third.
We got a 3-3 ball game, though. This is a ball game. It's exactly where you want to be. We knew this was going to be a good game. And let's see what we got here to finish this one off. But we go to the bottom of the third.
I believe it's
right. Bottom of the third we have right now, and we've got a pitcher's duel still.
So Kyle Barolo goes back out to the hill for Hamburg. The big left-hander takes his warm-ups. Well, we're going to have some exciting baseball coming up here in the next 2-3 weeks.
I cannot wait. And I'm going to tell you, Mark, we are at one point going to shake our heads over somebody that's going to make it to the finals. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to be because of some fabulous pitching performances on one of the teams we didn't plan on getting there.
We'll see how it all shakes down.
We got another scoring update from the Niagara Wheatfield North Tonawanda game. Niagara Wheatfield has taken a 1-0 lead over North Tonawanda in that game.
John Rapp is up and he jumps on the first pitch. A flare that comes out, and the right fielder comes in and makes the play for Hamburg. Nice play there from number 30, and that's Dylan Crowley.
And again, same thing. Ball goes up in the air. It holds. We see that this is a day where you want the ball on the ground. Make somebody make a play. You see how many errors we've already had through the infield, especially on the left side. Make them make a play on you.
Joe Pataglia steps in, takes a strike in the outside corner. Brillo looks like he might be settling down a little bit. Another pitch in there, and that's just missed outside. 1-1. Playoff baseball, nothing beats it. Barillo and Pataglia burns his man. It looks like, what a great catch out there by Conley. He ran it down Willie Mays style. And the farthest part of the park. Goodness gracious, Tom.
That's a great shot there by Joe. Crowley, what a catch. But again, you're talking the wind is in his favor to be able to hold that up there. And look at this, though, right? It goes about, 20 yards, right, over to the to the left of us. Yep. And he's hit that into the trees, and he's running around the bases.
So Owen Berkman steps in. pitch on the way to Berkman. Swing and a miss. And it's 1-1 to Berkman.
You're right. Look at Kyle settling in on the mound. You could see it, right? Just by his composure on the mound and when he's hitting there. And I've been watching. Everything on that front foot's been landing, going right towards home plate. He's settling in back to where he needs to be.
Missed with that last pitch, though. 2-1. On the way. And that's low as well. So it's 3-1, just as you're giving him a little compliment.
But Mark, if I'm going to miss, I want to miss low, right? As a pitcher, that's where you want to be. You want to be down low if you're going to miss. He's not missing the strike zone.
Pitch on the way and a swing and a miss. So it's a full count now.
I always tell my pitchers, stay low. If you're going to miss low is what you want to do.
Payoff pitch on the way, and that's low. So Berkman draws a walk. Berkman aboard. Brings up A.J. Urbanek for Williamsville South. 3-3 game here. The bottom of the third inning. Just saw an outstanding play from Dylan Conley by Hamburg. Swing and a miss. Urbanek misses. 1-1 to count. And the pitch, and it's fouled back to the screen. 0-2. It took him a couple innings. I think you're right, Tom. He's settling in there nicely.
Yeah, you can see he's comfortable. He's not kicking the mound. He's not kicking the dirt.
The pitch is low, gets away, and that's going to let Berkman go down to second base.
And Mark, did you see it? Where does front foot land? It came right out and turned right towards us, and it went on as a wild pitch. It's almost dead on. You can see where he is on that rubber.
Morello to Urbanek, strikes him out looking and gets out of the inning. Nice inning there by Hamburg, and the Bulldogs stay tied 3-3 as we head to the top of the fourth. Well, I got to tell you, Tom, if you want a great meal, Elio de Palos is the place to go. I've been there many times. I was fortunate enough to DJ there a lot. I've done a lot of weddings there. The food is outstanding. The service is great. And they've been in business over 45 years, and there's a reason for it.
You definitely can't go wrong at Ilio's. It's one of my favorite places to go, no doubt about it.
Not if you're on a diet.
You know what? You got to find a way, right?
Also want to thank Paul Wolf, the Paul Wolf Agency. And Scroy Financial. Plan, protect, and invest with Scroy Financial.
Can't thank enough for the three of you for what you do to help high school sports and help us be able to recognize these high school athletes. But what did we say? We saw we were going to see a pitcher's duel. We saw we were going to see some key hits. We've been saying it all along. It's exactly what we got here today, right? Will South 3, Hamburg 3. It could come down to the seventh inning right now, but we're already at the top of the four. Let's see what happens the rest of the way.
Matt Fermarelli will get things started here for Hamburg, number 24.
If you remember, Matt, he had a big single his first at bat right between the first and second baseman, right in the hole right there.
3-3 tie here as we start the top of the fourth. Finishing his warm-up pitches is Binda. They throw it down, getting ready to go here. I'll tell you, if that wind just eased up a little bit, it might not be too bad out here.
No, I agree.
Some nice fan support here, too, down the right field line and back behind the backstop.
This is the time where we've been seeing more and more. You know what I mean?
Pitch from Binda on the way. It's high. Ball one. Morelli looks at his third base coach. Steps back in the box. Binda's pitch. And that is in there for a strike. 1-1. Binda gets it signed. Fires, but fires high. Misses 2-1. pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Really couldn't catch up with that one.
Coach Hill, did you see that one? Deep breath, he's telling him. He took literally a deep breath and blew it out, he told him.
That ball struck out to center field and caught out there. There's one down here. Brings up Lou Resiak for Hamburg. 23 steps in. As for time, gets it, and now we're ready to go. Pitch by Binda. Nice curveball there. For a strike.
You know, I at the half, I've got a huge announcement to make at the half inning here, but we're talking about a legend here in Western New York that we're going to be talking about.
Popped up, and it's going to be playable for the catcher. He'll be out there and makes the grab. Nice play by Burpin. Oh, it's an out there. Burpin did a good job. Got that helmet off. Got underneath that ball and caught it. And the pitch into Tim Oswald. Oswald steps in. Hamburg. Binda fires, and it's a strike.
Nice spot right there too, right at the knees.
1-1 Oswald here in the top of the fourth. 3-3 tie. Pitch, and Oswald slices one out to left field. Is going to drop in there, base hit. So Oswald is on, and we're going to try to get something going here.
So as Coach Murphy makes a trip to the mound here, we have a coaching legend right now that has coached his last game in Western New York. He's the current winningest coach in Section 6 with over 600 wins. But Coach Sen Sr. has decided to step down from Cattaraugus Little Valley and has coached his last game. An incredible coach, incredible mentor to so many kids, incredible mentor to a current coach, too, that's out there, as we know, with Chuck Jr. over at Orchard Park. But we want to say is he's been coaching since 1974 here in Western New York.
Wow.
Just want to say is, hey, Coach, you've obviously inspired, taught, coached, mentored tons of kids here in Western New York, and we can't thank you enough for what you've done for these kids.
Congratulations on a great career. 45 years of coaching. That's consistent, and that's dedicated.
Yep, no doubt about it. No doubt. So we do have a pitching game, though. We do have a pitching change here that we've got to bring up.
Yeah, Max Graves is coming into the game for the Billies. So, and Frank Wolf's checking out the scoreboard for us. So we'll try to get some scores in for you.
And I'll tell you right now is I like this change because you got right now Dylan Crowley, probably one of the hotter hitters up right now. But you've got 2-3-4, which I told you how strong this lineup is at 2-3-4. Let them see a new pitcher, right? Let them not see the same pitch of what they're looking for. They were looking for that off speed and then also sit on that fastball. This is now they've got to get a total new look. Great spot to make this change. Good change by Coach Murphy. Not that Tom was pitching bad either. He has been pitching very well, but sometimes you're just doing it so they see different things, especially when you come 3 times during the lineup.
3-3 time? Or is it?
Yeah, it's 3-3 here.
Yep. 3-3 top of fourth. And Dylan Crowley's up, number 30 for Hamburg. The pitch, Gray's quick delivery. I believe it was outside for a ball. That gusting wind will not let up here. Williamsville South. pitch, and it's flared up foul off the screen. 1-1 count. Crowley got things started for Hamburg back in the first inning with a nice base hit, ended up scoring. And Williamsville South came back with 3 runs at the bottom of the first. Foul back to the screen once again, Crowley. And Hamburg came back and tied this thing up, and that's where we're at here. Top of the fourth, 3-3 tie, Tom.
Max, you can see, comes from a different angle, too. 3/4 is where he's pitching from. So it's a totally different angle that these hitters are seeing right now.
Swing and a miss, strikes out Crowley.
What did I tell you? Great move by Coach Murphy.
Max Grizz comes in and gets the job done, and we'll head to the bottom of the fourth, all tied up at 3.
It's not necessarily sometimes that your pitcher isn't pitching well or you don't want him to do it. It's just it's the third time to the lineup. They know what to expect. They know what to see. Now it's a different angle, a different look on a ball, a different feel. That was a great move, I thought, especially with the heart of that lineup coming up.
You're listening to Mark Johnson and Tom Pritz here at Williamsville South High School. In our Section 6 Class A1 quarterfinal playoff game right here on WNYathletics.com and Mixler.com. We're hoping to get some more action coming your way in the next couple of weeks. And I'm going to get a great opportunity, Tom, to go down to Binghamton, New York on June 14th and 15th.
Ooh, state championships, huh?
State championships. I'm looking forward to it. And hopefully we'll get some good weather here coming up the next couple of weeks.
Mark, I'm going to tell you, wait till you get the chance to see those Lockport fields when you're going to do regionals with me. I'm going to tell you, it is my pictures that I put out do not do it justice. One of the best fields that have been built, and not only do they have one of them, they got 2 of them. So they have a JV and a varsity back to back.
Wow.
No, so for those of you that knows, very rarely do we have a full baseball field that is just turf, just the baseball field, right? Normally it's some sort of all-purpose field,
right? So
they use it for other sports too. And after this pitch, we'll finish the comment.
Jake O'Donnell steps in, takes a pitch low for ball 1.
They even got the warning track with little rocks and everything in it, so you can tell when you go into the warning track, it's a true field.
That pitch is in there for a strike, so it's a 1-1 count.
Right, because normally what you'll see is what they'll do is
pitch on the way, and that's low as well. So it's 2-1 to O'Donnell.
So what they'll do is they'll just have the different color. They added the component, so like it would be a real field. What a great job they did at Lockport.
Well, pitch is low, 3-1 now.
Let's go back, kicking the dirt, not hitting the spot, right? It's exactly what we've been saying, Mark.
Mitchell Jackson, 3-1 count. Rello winds, kicks, delivers, fires in there for a strike.
Mark, the second game of the day, which I thought was going to be a big game, was going to be Depew and Fredonia. We have a score update.
Pitch on the way. It's low, and he walked him. So Mitchell Jackson gets on here in the bottom of the fourth.
The end of 3. Depew 3, Fredonia 0 at the end of 3. Big game. That was I called 3 big games that I thought were huge today. We're at one of them. Depew, Fredonia, the other one. And I want to hear what happens with Lakeshore and Pioneer.
There's a bunt laid down. Oh, a nice play there to third baseman, and he's going to throw to first, but he's safe. It was a great effort there by number 23. And now the man will advance down to third base on a nice play as well. Woo, Rizek. And Mitchell Jackson got down to third. Rizek should have hung on to that ball, Tom. He made a great effort to try to catch it.
First of all, that was insane, that effort that he gave right there. Unbelievable opportunity to have. But you've also got to give credit to these base runners. He saw an opening. They didn't cover the base, and now we're at second and third because of heads-up base running.
Brings up Brett Johnson, number 17. Pitch on the way. It's low. So men at third and second for the Billies. Trying to take this lead back here. They were up 3-1. Hamburg tied it up at 3. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. He just got a piece of it fouled back. So great action here at Williamsville South High School. And if this is any pitch in there, and that is going to be flared. Third baseman has it, checks his runner, throws the first, gets him.
Nice.
And a nice play there by Rizek.
Here we go. Pitchers duel again. We've got West Seneca East versus Star Point. Scoreless, top of the fifth inning. Another pitcher's duel that we see out there.
You love that, don't you?
Oh, I love it. I've been saying it's the year of the pitcher.
Pitch on the way, and a sharp breath. It's a base hit. Gets through. Morganson does the job, and the Billies take the lead. Jamison Morganson put one down the line, and a monster hit for that young man. It's 4-3 here on the bottom of the fourth. Brings up Kevin McGraw. McGraw still has men at the corners. Pitch on the way, and that's in there for a strike. That was a nice fastball there. Pitch.
Squeeze. Look
ball.
at this.
Beautiful squeeze play there, and scoring nicely was Shoughton. And that is a monster run right there. Beautiful squeeze. You don't see it too much. But the fifth run for the Billies.
Not that you don't see it too much. You don't see it executed well too much. That was perfectly executed. Down the first base line, away from the runner, exactly what you're supposed to do. Textbook when it came to suicide squeeze. And in fact, Mark, you may know about that. Lancaster, big suicide squeeze to win over Will North to cause a three-way tie in ECIC 1.
Well, manager coming out for Hamburg, and that might be it for, actually it's going to settle it down. So Borello is going to probably stay in this game right now, but he's getting a earful from his manager.
So another scoring top of the sixth. Niagara Wheatfield 1-0 over North Tonawanda. So we still have a pitcher's duel going on there. Hey, come on. I got to say it again, Mark. Year of the pitcher is exactly what it's been. From the beginning of the season, I said this is what we were going to see, and we've been seeing it. Especially round one is where you see it, because normally the number ones for pitchers are all over the place pitching to help your team advance to the next round.
John Rapp steps in. There's a bouncing wild pitch. The runners are going to advance. Well, that was a pitch that hit about 2 feet in front of the plate. And no one loosening up right now for Hamburg. They're going to stick with them. So,
well, it's by far his number one, right? I mean, he's owned the role. He's been there.
Pitch on the way to Rapp. Another one that's going to get away, and a run's going to score. The sixth run comes in. And it's falling apart and unraveling on the Hamburg Bulldogs right now. Struggling at the mound in this inning.
Doing the right things. Base running, small ball, all the right things to win a ball game. That's exactly what Will South is doing right now.
Pitch on the way in there, and it's strike. The John Rapp.
In fact, you may even want to consider another suicide right here. Look at the jump your third baseman can get. See him?
Yep. Fouled. Back and
he's got a huge, especially with them playing in like that, he can get a nice running start right here.
Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. So Rapp goes down swinging. And I believe that's 2 out here. Let's see. Brings up Joe Battaglia for 5. Pitch to Battaglia inside, missed. Ball 1. Pitch on the way. Foul back. 1-1 count now to Battaglia. The man at third. And it's a 6-3 Billies lead here. They're back up by 3. The pitch, high. He missed up top.
He's just struggling with his footing on the mound. You can see it. And every time he tries to give it a little umph, it'll actually turn his foot even more.
Tommy called it way back in the second inning. Pitch on the way. That's in the dirt. Nice stop there by the catcher. Rello is having all sorts of issues now. No one warming up at all for Hamburg. They're staying with him.
Just went and did the same thing, Mark. I was looking around to see if someone was warming up. Maybe if they were over on the softball field. I was trying to see, but nothing. They're going to ride them.
Curveball hit it for a strike there to Battaglia.
Yeah.
Pitch on the way. It's fouled away, and Battaglia stays alive. Here in the bottom of the 4th. 3 runs in for the Billies. They're up 6-3. Here's the pitch, and that's fouled back. Nice cut there from Battaglia. Owen Berkman, the catcher, on deck. And he's got his shin pads on, so obviously there are 2 outs. Here's the pitch. And he just got a piece of it. Battaglia staying alive here, doing anything he can.
See, that's textbook hitting right there. It's not necessarily with 2 strikes the pitch that you want, but I got to foul off so I can look for the pitch that I want. Keep fouling off those rough pitches, those pitcher makes the quality pitch. Keep fouling it off. That is textbook hitting.
The pitch on the way. It contacted the third baseman. Rizek, the long throw, gets him. And they get out of the inning, but not before they give up 3 runs. 6-3 as we head to the top of the 5th here at Williamsville South.
Be careful. Far from over. Don't assume anything right now, right? Both teams can hit. This is still going to be a ball game all the way to the end.
That wind is whipping in here. The temperatures are starting to drop a little bit. You're out here in shorts. I know you're living.
Oh, come on. I'm going to be – this is baseball season. I have to be in shorts. I have to be.
So I know you've been checking the forecast for tomorrow, Tom. What do you think might happen here in Western New York tomorrow? I know
rain. I know it's going to happen. Now the question is will it be hard enough to ruin the fields? Will there be an adjustment where they can move games to turf fields? I don't know. Because they are saying we may get some windows tomorrow.
Right.
So will we get a window to play a game? I don't know. That'll be the big question.
Now, will they move games up?
No. No games will get moved up. Now, the good news is there's no games to be played Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. We will have all our games up to date as of what we wanted Friday. So it'll now come into a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday scenario where you now have rain dates on Wednesday and Friday.
Okay.
So they do have some built in. Now, the only thing is what we've got to be careful now, Mark, is as a pitching staff, especially if you're looking to go your same pitcher on Tuesday and Saturday, one rain day could throw that off. One rain day would mean that you could actually have to be going with a 3rd or a 4th pitcher on that Saturday for championship day.
The pitcher, Kyle Borello, steps in. Borello looks at Max Graves. Graves' pitch is in her for a strike. Unique pitching style from number 4 for the Billies.
Again, remember the move that Coach Murphy made, which I thought was a great move. It's seeing another angle, especially because he's coming from a 3/4 arm slot.
Pitch is in there and outside, just barely. 1-1 count for Borello. (6-3) Williamsville South here in the top of the 5th. Pitch missed outside. It's 2-1.
Key for Hamburg right now is this leadoff batter. You need the leadoff batter on now to start making things happen.
Graves gets his signal. Checks it. Loops the curveball up, and it's high. So it's 3-1. And Burrell's going to try to get on any way he can here to get something going for Hamburg. Pitch. Checks his swing, and he draws the walk. So Borello's on to start this 5th inning off for the Bulldogs.
Again, Migliore, a hot hitter. We already seen Chafee now with 2 big at-bats with RBIs to them. This is the kind of start you need to make sure that you don't lose all the momentum right now.
Well, Evan Chafee will step in. No, excuse me. Check Migliore. The cleanup spot. Pitch is high. Ball 1. So Graves now starting to have some control issues.
Notice the foot too. Again, same thing. He's kicking the dirt. Or it's that landing spot where the hole is that they're all struggling with.
The pitch, and that's in there for a strike. 1-1.
Now, nice adjust. Look, see him trying to fill the hole is what he's trying to do.
Right.
I like the adjustment in the last pitch. He opened his stride up a little bit more right here, so he didn't have a hard plant. See that?
A pitch, and that one's in there for a strike. So Graves comes back with a pair of strikes and a 1-2 count.
Yeah, very good adjustment by Max there. You can see actually in his windup where he opens up even farther than he was earlier. So now it's a tiny step that he's taken to make that so that landing spot's not a bad one.
The pitch, it's outside, 2-2. So Migliore will be very careful here. Of course, he's going to try to protect the plate. With 1 man on, that man is Burrell. The pitcher's on. Swing and a miss, gets him. A strikeout for Max Graves. 1 down here in the top of 5th. And playoff baseball in the air. Evan Chafee steps in. Graves steps off the rubber. Burrell goes back to first. Small lead over there off first base. The pitch, Graves puts it in there, but outside. And ball 1. Chafee. Graves gets his sign. Whips one outside and missed badly there, Tom.
Yeah, well, you also start knowing the pitchers who's hot in the game right now, right? And Chafee's one of your ones that are hot. So I'm sure he's being very careful on what he's pitching here because you do not want this runner standing over at third base with only 1 out.
Again, a very short lead for Burrell. And another pitch outside from Graves, and it's 3-0. So Chafee looking for a sign, and I'm sure he's taking all the way here. And there's a strike right there. It's 3-1 count. Williamsville South with a 6-3 lead here, top of the 5th. And Max Graves coming in relief of Binda. Pitch is outside. He lost him. So another walk for Hamburg. And the manager's making the move to the mound. Meeting of the minds, as they say.
So, I mean, like you said, this is a big spot right now, right? You got first and second, 1 out. Base hit, you've all of a sudden given yourself back in this game, right? Anything can happen is what you want to do. You've got the good news is for Hamburg, the bottom of their lineup's been hitting the ball hard. So, I mean, this is what's been coming up for them right now. You got to make sure that you're putting the ball into play and you try to make something happen. Cannot be the fly balls. The fly balls are just going to hold up there. We haven't seen one fall in yet. They're not going to fall in, right? Get the ball down hard, see what can happen from there.
Well, Jake O'Donnell steps in for the Bulldogs. Still first and second. We do have an announcement coming up, I'm sure.
Hey, want to do a special shout out. We hear some grandparents are listening to the game.
All right.
For the grandparents of Jamison Mogensen, our second baseman for Will South, give them a shout out. I hear they're listening to the game and hearing that Will South has got right now a 6-3 lead.
Bouncing ball to the shortstop. Tough play. Tries to get him at third. Can't do it. That ball's going to roll over here to the screen. And another run that's going to score for Hamburg. So they get another one back off a bad throw. And it's 6-4. So that 3-run lead is now 2-run lead here.
So what do we say, Mark? Just before there, get the ball on the ground, make something happen, right? That's what you've got to do right now to make sure that you stay in this game. Is this is going to be anything that's got to be line drive, down on the ground, make something happen as far as in this wind. Now, look at what we've got. We've got a 6-4 ball game, 1 out, runners on second and third, a base hit, and we're back to a tie ball game again.
Tom Barber steps into the batter's box. And I believe we got might have a pinch runner there at third. And my rosters are back there. Graves gets his sign.
Looks like Birmingham is who it is.
And the pitch is high and outside. Jack Birmingham is indeed who it is. So we got a pinch runner at third for Hamburg. Graves pitch, flare to right field. Stepping back and making the catch. A tag-up play and a play at the plate, and he's going to be in there safe. And there's the 5th Hamburg run. So they're getting it done here. The Bulldogs scoring twice. And it's now a 6-5 game. It's the one shaping up to be a beauty, Tom. I tell you called it.
Said it right from the beginning. It's been great to watch so far, and I love the no quit on both of these teams. They just keep going at it, nobody giving up, and that's the kind of game you want to see.
That brings up Matt Formerelli, and he takes a pitch high for a ball.
Hamburg is warming somebody up if we take a look out over in the softball field.
Gray's second pitch that's high as well.
I think that's Evan Chafee who's warming up over there.
It is, number 10. Good eye, Tom. Graves' pitch, that's way high. And just like that, it's 3-0 for Morelli, and Graves is now struggling. It's official.
We got an official game. Niagara Wheatfield 1, North Tonawanda nothing. What a game.
So the Falcons, as it's ball 4. Morelli goes down to first base, and that could be it for Graves.
The top of the 7th, kid from North Tonawanda, hit a shot deep center, hit the fence, top of the fence, bounced back.
Wow.
Man on base.
And he didn't score?
No, because there's a kid from center field.
So another meeting out at the mound. That's it for Graves. He's gone. Max Graves, look, that disappointing look on his face. He came in there, started throwing some strikes early, and had all sorts of control problems. And now he's responsible for 2 men out on the base pass. It's still a 6-5 lead here for the Billies, but they're in trouble.
So, hey, we got a great update here, Mark. Listen to this from the North Tonawanda game, right? So apparently we had a hitter in the North Tonawanda game in the 7th inning actually hit one off the top of the fence and comes back into play. And the runner at first is actually holding because it looks like the center fields are going to catch it. So it only becomes first and second base, and Niagara Wheatfield pitches themselves out of it for a 1-0 win. Another big game is there.
That's
wow.
That's how it goes sometimes.
Do we know who the hitter was that actually hit the ball? Brian Toth was the one who had the big hit that went off the fence. So another great story that we're hearing. I've been saying it, Niagara Wheatfield for the past 2 years. I've been saying it. They are one of the top pitching staffs in Western New York. And again, show it again. They've got a no-hitter on the belt. They have Tom Peltier, who's going to Canisius right now and had a no-hitter versus Lockport. I mean, he's got all over the place. He's got pitching, and it's going to be great to see how far they can actually go.
So Owen Berkman's coming in relief, the third pitcher used here by Williamsville South. As Lou Riziak steps into the plate, up to the plate. And a 6-5 game with 2 men on. And at first and second for the Bulldogs. Scraping away back into this ball game again. Pitch on the way. That's low. Bounced in there, and a nice stop there by number 24, Ryan Setlock, who's now behind the plate for the Billies.
Oh, nice velocity already, dude, just as his first pitch to come out.
So Setlock catching the pitch on the way, and that's low as well. So it's 2-0 here early from Brinkman in relief.
He hasn't called that low pitch all game, so he's been consistent with it.
Pitch by Berkman coming in there, and that's a strike. That's some heat on that one.
He's got some nice pop out here today. This is a nice, again, another change from a different pitcher, exactly what they're seeing.
2 men on here in the top of the 5th. Berkman's pitch is low, and it's 3-1. So he's 1 pitch away from loading up the bases.
And to bring the top of the order up.
Tim Oswald on deck. Pitch is fouled back to the screen. Good cut there by Rizek, but fouled it back, so it's 3-2.
And again, what about his play over here on that bunt? Him laying out on literally from the grass to the foul line, the baseline. Unbelievable the way he laid out and almost made a fantastic play.
Almost came up with it. Pitch is fouled away. Oh, what a great jump there the runners had. And Berkman showing why his manager likes him in a relief situation. He's got, as you mentioned, serious pop with that fastball.
He's got some nice velocity, which is why you're seeing him so far behind on the pitch on the last one.
Pitch is in there, and it's struck on the ground, and a nice play there by the third baseman. Run over and made the play. Beautifully executed. And they get out of the inning. We'll go down to the bottom of the 5th inning. 6-5. Williamsville South with the lead over Hamburg. I want to thank our sponsors, as always, Elio DePaulo. Great food throughout the years down there in the Blaisdell area, I believe. Let's see, South Buffalo, Blaisdell. Oh, gosh, it's making me hungry.
Making me hungry. I'm going for Italian when this is done. Can we call in something there, Frank?
Paul Wolf Agency. I want to thank Paul Wolf hanging with us over the last couple of years, of course. And Scroy Financial, plan, protect, and invest with Scroy Financial. We've had a great year. We had some basketball action. We've had some hockey action.
Football, too.
Football, but now we're in the baseball season. We wanted to get this to happen here on WesternNewYorkAthletics.com, and we're finally doing it. I know it was a dream for a long time, but it's nice to finally get it done out here.
Well, listen, Frank, yourself, you keep every time we did a game, you keep going with the baseball guys here. Well, we're finally at a baseball game. It's been great.
We're at a game. It's our first playoff game here on the network. And so thank Mixler.com as well. If you're watching out there, thanks for joining us. As our new pitcher in the game for Hamburg, it's Evan Chafee, and he's throwing a couple wild pitches here in his warm-ups. I don't know if he's ready to go or not. We're going to find out soon.
Now, Mark, this is a freshman out here on the mound, so take this into consideration, right? This is a freshman up pitching at this level. Actually pitched in a big game last year as an 8th grader. So this is a kid right now who is ready for the big stage already at a young age.
Freshman, 6 foot, 145 pounder.
Imagine when that body starts to fill out, huh?
Well, it's going to bring up Berkman. And he's going to step up stepping into the plate here. Bottom of the fifth, 6-5. Williamsville South. Owen Berkman to lead off this inning.
Well, we got pitcher versus pitcher.
Power versus power.
There you go.
Used to love those matchups back when we were young in the old Major League days with Joe Garagiola on NBC Sports. Chafee's first offering. It's low. Ball one. Some folks down there in the right field line. You got the blankets out. Second pitch is a swing and a miss. That was a good command there from Chafee.
I don't think I've been to a baseball game yet this season. I haven't seen the blankets out.
We're waiting for spring to turn into summer. I think we're going to be waiting a little longer. Although tomorrow's supposed to be in the 70s. That pitch missed.
That was a beautiful hook. He just came in. That dropped right into the zone.
Pitch, and that's driven out to right center field. It's going to be gone. A solo shot from Owen Brickman. He turned around and burned it out right out of here. Nice home run for Brickman. He nailed that one. Berkman to right center field. There's a fence out there. And I got to tell you, I didn't think it was going to clear. It was out of here.
Well, got it up in the wind. It's the one spot of the field that's going to carry you out here. And he found it. Good job. Hey, got to get it. That's when you just tip the cap, you hit the right spot, and boom, it's out of here.
Solo shot for Owen Berkman, who came in to pitch in relief in the last inning. Does it with the bat. And it's a 7-5 lead as A.J. Urbanek steps in. Swing and a miss. And another swing and a miss, foul back at the plate. So
yeah, that came off the arm of the catcher.
And he is hurting.
He got it.
And he is hurting right now.
Yeah, they're calling for the trainer, in fact.
Bent over and paying. So we're going to have a little timeout here. One of the toughest positions there is. And I always thought, Tom, and since it's my first baseball game, we always thought that the catchers at any level deserve the most money.
They definitely take the most abuse. And I'll tell you, when you even look at it, though, even the pitchers, think about the pitchers that have thrown complete games, shutouts, perfect games, no-hitters. In a lot of cases, who's calling that game is your catcher out there. So I'm not going to disagree with you. It's a huge person because it's somebody who can actually take complete control of a game. And if you've noticed now in the major leagues, who are the guys that are becoming the managers that are some of the best managers around? A lot of them are catchers that we're hearing about.
Right. Well, he shakes it off. We're gonna let him throw. We'll throw one.
Yeah, he's gonna let him at least catch one and throw it.
Right.
He's sore. Everyone's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
But I think he I also know he ain't coming out of the game.
Well, Tim Stewart behind the plate. Needed a couple minutes after that one. The pitch to Urbanek. Swing and a miss, strikes him out. Chafee, a nice pitch there. Gets his man. One down here.
But I'll tell you, right now you got to give Owen Berkman some credit. You've been asked now to come out on the mound, close this down for me. Oh, by the way, I'm going to come up and help myself. Bang, home run.
Swing and a miss as Jake O'Donnell hacks at one. Strike one. I had a chance for a nice home run call, and I didn't think that thing was getting out of here. I'm going to be honest with you. Second pitch is inside him, but I caught the corner. So 0-2.
That wind track, though, is right there. That's exactly where if it would get held up to take it over, that's the exact spot he wanted to go, and he found it.
Chafee just missed there, a little high. But pitch to Mitchell Jackson. Jackson, a hitting hero. He had a nice base hit prior. So was Jake O'Donnell was up by mistake, and I'm sorry. It is number 14, Mitchell Jackson, at the plate. Chafee's pitch. Jackson taps it foul. And actually, he might have put that one off his left leg. Trying to shake that one off. Chafee winds, kicks, delivers, and it's fouled back. Jackson stays with it.
And defensively, I don't think we said, but Kyle Borello moves from the pitching mound over to first base. So Evan and Kyle pretty much switching positions.
The pitch is low, and Jackson takes it for a ball. 3-2 count now. It's Jackson trying to keep this inning going here. The pitch, oh, he almost got hit, draws the walk. So Chafee came in a little too close inside, and Jackson goes down to first base.
Good at bat, battled in there, you know what I mean, and got himself a walk. It was still a great at bat because of how he battled on some tough pitches.
That brings up number 9, Ryan Shelton. And now we have a timeout. And we're going to have a pitch runner here. And we are. Nate Holtz is going to come out and pitch run for Mitchell Jackson. So 21, Nate Holtz. Getting the quick call up there. Get off the plate or get it behind the bench there, Tom, and get out there and run.
Yeah, and good move. You saw him from the foul ball off his ankle was bothering him a little bit. So I like the move because you never know if that's going to bother him and needed to be able to run in a big spot.
I agree. So Holtz at first, sizable leadoff. Chafee delivers. Bouncing ball right to third baseman. It'll go up to the second, gets him there. Long throw to first. He's out at first base. I don't know about that one. A double play there. And the umpire called him out at first, and Hamburg gets out of the inning.
That I won't lie, that's a rough call. And you can hear the crowd really is upset about that call. But
sometimes it takes a little luck, to keep yourself alive in a game.
Listen, you're up 7-5. Just walk off, put it past you. It's still out there.
It was
that is horrible.
Absolutely. That was a tough call down at first base. And from our angle, Tom, it appeared that he was by the bag.
Yeah, it did look like that. There's no doubt about it. And it's one of those ones where, it's a shame, especially in a close game, that you're actually
in a playoff game.
Yeah, that you're seeing that. But like you said, you're right now up 7-5. You can't let negative approach in there.
Right.
Everything has been positive. Coach has made every right move on the mound, right? All the positive things. Stay positive. Just move forward here.
So now you're Owen Berkman. You just hit a home run. You put yourself up by 2 runs. What's your mindset out there on the mound?
He's jacked. I think he's ready. Right? He's just you got to make sure as a pitcher that you don't get yourself overexcited then, right? Because you don't need to overthrow.
Right. So Berkman comes in here in the top of the 6th inning.
Yeah.
God, I miss a scoreboard. Top of the 6th. Ooh. Ryan Setlock throws down to second base, and we're ready to go here. Who's going to come up for Hamburg? Let's see.
We got the top of the order here.
Sure do. Tim Oswald's going to step in, number 5. For the Bulldogs, they're down 2 runs. They've been in this position before. They were down 3-1 early.
Same thing.
Came back, tied it up.
If I'm Hamburg, I've got to get my leadoff batter on to start to make things happen. This is the key right now, is my leadoff batter.
Get on any way you can, especially in a tight ball game like this. Playoff ball game here, Section 6, quarterfinal, Class A1. Pitch on the way, and that's high and outside. He still has tremendous velocity, but you got to get accurate. Ball 1 to Oswald. Pitch. Oswald. Did he swing? Yes, he did. 1-1.
Yep. Can always tell when a pitcher's in the groove, especially when they're moved quick.
Berkman fires and missed there up top, so it's 2-1.
I love Berkman's pace right now. Give me the ball, let me throw it.
Oswald steps back in. Berkman the pitch. Fires one in there for a strike. Solid pitch there from Owen Berkman.
Guys like this is when they get in the zone, and that's where he is right now.
Berkman steps back in, fires. That ball's chopped down the first base line, and it's going to be an easy out. For Mitch, actually, not Mitchell Jackson. Let's see. Is it Mitchell back out there at first?
Yes. Yep.
It is.
Well, it was a pinch runner, so they just subbed him back in.
Right. Thank our producer, Frank the Wolfman Wolf. Did a great job with the camera.
Listen, it's not an event for Western New York Athletics if Frank Wolf is not there.
Another pitch and another nice pitch to Dylan Conley. And Berkman was working quickly here. That ball's fouled out. Conley got things started for Hamburg way back in the first inning. And we're in the top of the sixth inning. 7-5. Williamsville South. 2-run lead. Hamburg trying to battle back. And there's a shot out to left field and a nice catch there. Running grab. By the left fielder. Brett Johnson comes up with it. Snagged it. 2 down. So Kyle Borello, who started this game on the mound, is now up. Swing and a miss, and Berkman just rearing back and firing, Tom.
And again, he wants the ball and he wants to pitch. Look at it. Look at the pace.
Second pitch is inside low. A 1-1 count. The Billies 7-5 lead. Berkman fires and just missed outside with that pitch. Ball popped out of the glove of Setlock, the catcher.
Ball was 6 feet from the glove. Got it on film.
Berkman. And that is fouled straight up into the screen and knocked down the other ball with it. Well, that was the ball from back in the third inning.
The ball is 6 feet away from his glove, and he's standing on the base.
The pitch. That's chop fouled on the first base line.
Worst call of the year.
Still talking about that call.
Yeah,
Some of
he's
the fans
definitely not
here.
letting it go.
He might have a point. However, that was the call. Pitch from Berkman inside. Borello pushed him back a little bit. There's a pitch, and that's just outside, and he walks him. A big walk there for Borello. Berkman thought it was ball 3. And honestly, it wasn't ball 3. So Borello goes down to first base.
Even Borello was a little confused. He was waiting to touch first base to see what they were going to say.
Brings up the tying run to the plate in the form of Jack Migliore.
Hot with the bat right now. Remember, I told you 4 home runs since the beginning of May.
The pitch. And that's in there for a strike. So Berkman starts out. Nice pitch there. Pitch on the way. Oh, another nice pitch on the outside corner. Strike 2. And he is rearing back and firing. Takes a look at Borello back at first base. Oh, swing and the dirt. Setlock lost the ball, flips it down the first anyway to get the out and get out of the inning.
I actually thought that was batter's interference. He dropped the bat right where he was trying to pick up the ball. Give that catcher credit for staying with it because it didn't look like he was that's why coach is out here complaining right now as he dropped the bat literally right into where the ball was where the catcher is. Give that catcher credit staying with it because he may not have gotten that call as far as interference goes, and the catcher stayed with it to make a great play.
So we come down to the bottom of the 6th here. 7-5, the Billies in front.
And I'll tell you what Berkman did for himself right there. He just went through 1, 2, 3, 4 in the lineup, right? That he just took out of the lineup. Now you're going 5, 6, 7. Much different spot in the lineup to be able to close this game out for a win.
A great way to start this playoff season for us here on WesternNewYorkAthletics.com and Mixler.com. Frank Wolf on the camera. Mark Johnson here along with Tom Prince on a windy, cool day here in Western New York. And I say that with great affection because it's been cool all spring long and damp. But maybe things will be turning around here. Hopefully Mother Nature will be kind to us the next couple of weeks. We'll find out.
We need it to be, especially to finish this playoff run and make sure we can go on to sectionals, a sectional championship, and then a regional championship and a state championship.
Right. And speaking of that, we'll be out in Lockport on June 8th. And I don't know if you checked it out already. I know you've been out there already, but hopefully we're good to go with our electronic feed that we need out there and everything. It's going to be an interesting June 8th, Saturday in Lockport. I'm looking forward to it.
And before then, we actually have the sectional championships where we're going to be covering at Canisius College.
Now that, I believe, is the 1st, isn't it?
The week before. Yep.
So June 1st, locally, downtown Buffalo at Canisius. Here we go. Brett Johnson steps in, swings, misses.
Here's another final from today. Olean keeps their season alive with a 14-6 win over number 2 City Honors.
Pitch on the way, attempted bunt. And
that's another lower seed win we have right there.
Wow. One pitch on the way. Chafee swing and a miss. And actually, excuse me, it was a 2-0 pitch, and Brett Johnson goes down swinging. I fault there. So 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Jamison Morganson is up. Pitch is in there for a strike. Morganson had a big hit back in the 4th inning for the Billies. And he slices one foul off the screen.
And I'll bet you those family members down in Florida are smiling when they saw it, cheering him on.
0-2 pitch now from Chafee into Morganson. And he watched it down in there for a ball, so it's 1-2. Pitch on the way, strikes him out looking. Well, Morganson down on strikes. So Kevin McGraw comes up here with 2 down. And that's the type of game you want in an insurance run. Pitch is hit to the second baseman. Bobbles it, comes up, throws, and they're not going to get him. Not this time. Safe down the line as McGraw hustled down the line there, Tom.
McGraw got some wheels. He made that play difficult. Normally, even a second baseman bobble can still make that play, but his wheels is what made that happen. Great job. That's what true hustle is all about.
Tom Barber had a little issue getting it out of the glove. And safe is Kevin McGraw at first base. Brings up John Rapp, number 13. Takes the pitch high. Chafee pretty good control so far. The pitch is in the dirt, just as I say that, and down to first base goes McGraw, or excuse me, down to second base goes McGraw. So McGraw goes down to second on the wild pitch. He's a huge run right now if they can bring him around. Pitch is high and outside. John Rapp takes a look at his third base coach. Chafee throws it in there, and that's a strike. And it's a 3-2 count. Chafee's pitch, swing and a miss. Now it's 3-2, excuse me. Full count to John Rapp here. Chafee checks the runner at second. Swing is high. Oh, check the swing and draws the walk. So Rapp goes down to first. McGraw's at second. Brings up Joe Battaglia, the right-handed hitter. Comes in. He's a senior.
Wow.
That pitch missed, didn't it, Tom?
Yeah, he didn't call it a strike. It looked like it was there, but he didn't call it.
Ball one. She throws it in there, and that's another strike. That one is called a strike. It's 1-1. Man at first and second for Williamsville South. Pitch on the way. Trying to check in a swing, couldn't do it. Battaglia.
Chafee's off-speed stuff is nasty today. That hook is definitely unbelievable. Like I said, the poise from a freshman out there in the mound has just been unbelievable to witness.
That ball's hit to right center field. A long way to go for it. I can't get to it. Off the wall. 1 run scores. Here comes another run. And 2 big insurance runs score there for Williamsville South. And the bench explodes right down here in front of us. And they go up 9-5 here in this playoff game.
Battaglia, a big game. Found that track, that almost that same spot that Owen hit his home run on. And boom, it almost hits the same spot, gets to the wall, clears the bases, 2 RBIs. There's those insurance runs that you're looking for. Just give Owen even more incentive to get out that mound and move as quick as he wants to be able to finish this game out.
2-run double for Joe Battaglia, and a well-timed one as well. And it's a 9-5 lead. Well, does Hamburg have anything left in the hitting department to get back? Down 4. They were down 2 before, twice. Pitch on the way. It's in the dirt and almost going down to third. Battaglia thought better of it. Got back to second base. Chafee, the pitch on the way. That's low. It's 2-1.
Okay.
And, well, let's see what the...
So they automatically put him on. They intentionally walked him. They were already behind in the count, so they intentionally walked him is what they did. And to be honest with you, this is your kid who's hot. Just hit one out. Now you're setting yourself up. What you're doing is setting up a force at any base. Understand the move right here. They're just trying to make sure that another home run could really put me right out of this game, and they're trying to stop that from happening.
So Berkman goes down the first on the intentional walk, and that brings up A.J. Urbanek. Pitch on the way. Urbanek way out in front of it. Misses. Strike 1.
It's that curveball again, right? That off speed he has been nasty.
Sure has. Chafee looks, fires, and that's a strike there. A nice pitch from Chafee.
My guess is you're going to see him go right back to the off speed now.
The 0-2 delivery. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Well, Hamburg gives up 2 more. 9-5 as Urbanic strikes out. And we're heading into the top of the 7th inning. Here in our Section 6 quarterfinal Class A1 game here on WesternNewYorkAthletics.com and Mixler.com. And Tom, it's our first game of the year together here, and it's been a good one. It's been entertaining.
Yeah, well, we
pitching,
kind of did the Orchard Park Lancaster one, which did get done, and we got out. And we had some listeners to it.
That's true.
But this is the first time we've got video to it, so we're actually being able to show you video of the game that's going on.
And we're using our headsets.
And we're going to use our headsets. I didn't have microphones for us, but
what do we got?
Whoa, we got a nice tight here. Another big final here. We've got Ken West 4, Grand Island 3.
Wow.
A number 1 seed advances on.
Grand Island scored 18 runs yesterday. Maybe they should have saved some for today. Huh? I always hate to see a team score a lot of runs like that because I'm telling you, coming back the next day, sometimes you just can't get those runs in.
You know, I will say, too, I don't think we talk about enough about that Ken West facility. That is a very nice complex I got there that doesn't get enough talk with all the complexes we're now talking about. But Ken West is a very nice facility there for baseball, and it was great to cover yesterday the West Seneca West / Ken East game,
right,
allowing them to come over and play at Ken West.
Well, here we go. Start out here at the top of the 7th inning, and the pitcher, Chafee, going to try to help himself out and get something going here, but they're down 4 runs. Pitch from Berkman's in there, and it's outside. Ball 1. Boy, is he throwing hard. Caught for the first 4 innings of the game, and he came in relief of Max Graves.
Which is tough to do. That's tough to catch and then come out and throw. And he did it very, very well today.
Missed on 2 pitches in a row. 3rd pitch is high and inside. That's 3 balls in a row there. 3-0 now. The Chafee was just trying to get aboard and get something going. Pitch is in there for a strike. It's a little low, but he got the call. 3-1. Now Chafee's gets his time. Ooh, stepping back off the rubber was Berkman. Pitch on the way. And that's high and outside, and Chafee does the job. Gets on. Goes down to first base.
Okay, so my guess right now, what Coach Hill is going over to say to his player is, you're taking a pitch. You take a pitch until you get a strike is what they're doing. This is exactly what he's telling his team right now. Okay, because he thinks he's got a pitcher that may be a little bit wild, so he wants to force him to throw strikes.
And Jake O'Donnell steps in for Hamburg. The Bulldogs down 4 runs here, 9-5. Top of the 7th inning. And facing elimination. Berkman fires, and that's a strike. And that was probably his best pitch of the day, I'd say. What a fastball.
So now that should come off, right? No swing we saw there. Strike right down the pipe.
Next pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 2. O'Donnell, no chance at that. Hard. I'd say probably in the range of maybe 85, 86 miles an hour.
He's got some nice velocity today, no doubt.
And at first base for Hamburg, that's Chafee out down at first. Pitch in and swing and a miss. Strikes him out. Down on strikes, Jake O'Donnell. Brings up Tom Barber. So with 1 down and a man at first, Barber in a tough spot here.
Okay, we got another final in.
Berkman's pitch gets away, and down to second base goes Chafee.
2-0. We have Lakeshore over Pioneer. The 3rd game I told you was another big game of the day.
Wow.
2-0 Lakeshore.
You got to listen to Tom Prince. His guaranteed locks of the day. There's a flare out to right field, and it's going to be ran down and caught. A nice play out there. Advancing on the tag up is Shafee. And he'll come down to third base, but there's 2 out. And it all comes down to Matt Fumeral. Matt's in a tough spot. 2 down. There's a man at third. It doesn't mean anything when you're down 4 runs. But anything can happen. I recall Lancaster last week scoring against Will North 5 times with 2 out. Berkman, the pitch. That's in there for a strike.
Okay, another final. Frewsburg over Pine Valley, 7-0.
Those finals are starting to roll in now. Berkman fires. And there's a base hit down the third base line. It's fair. Well, nice hit there by Fumarelli. Scores the run.
Fumarelli, 2 big hits today.
And it's 9-6. Hold on your hats here. Lou Rezek. And Rezek had a big hit earlier in this game. The pressure's going to be on this youngster now. Six foot 270-pound senior steps in. And Berkman just rips back and fires a strike to start out Rezek. That was a beautiful pitch. The man at first base, but 2 down, 9-6. Billies in front. There's a pitch, and there's another nice strike there. Took a little bit off that pitch, Tom, and that some great control he's had here. Amazing. Hamburg down to the last strike. The pitch. It's low. And holding up on that one was Rizek. I thought he was going to take a wild swing.
I did too. I thought he was going to go after him myself. Held back nice.
Man at first, but it means nothing here. Down 3. Owen Berkman fires and strikes him out, and that's the ball game. The Williamsville South Billies move on in the Section 6 Class A1 division. And they defeat the Hamburg Bulldogs here 9-6. On a cool, windy day here in Williamsville South, as both teams, the sportsmanship shake at home plate. It's the part of the game I really like. I like to see both teams
Always
come
like
out and shake hands. A good competitive game. 9-6, plenty of runs scored. And
so I think this point we're going to do our post-game interviews that we always do, name our players of the game. So let's look out on both Facebook and Twitter for our players of the game here for Will South.
All right, Tom Prince is going to make his way down to the field. I want to thank Paul Wolf, the Paul Wolf Agency, once again, Scroy Financial, Plan, Protect, and Invest, and Elio Apollo. Great Italian food for over 40 years. As Frank Wolf's going to join us here, and Tom's going to make his way down. Frank, what a great game, huh?
Yeah, fantastic.
You're a little cold.
Game to be a part of. I'm freezing, man.
Well, you got shorts on, and you got a short sleeve shirt on.
I feel like Francis Beck. You know, he's doing the first time I ever saw Francis. He's coming out of a Bandits game in the middle of the winter, and it's a blizzard, and he's got shorts on. I'm like, Francis, get in the car. We'll give you a ride home. You know what I'm saying? How are you? Good. Yeah. But Will South will be moving on to Kenmore West, and coincidentally, Mark, that's where their season ended last year. I believe they went down to West Seneca West or Will East. One of the two schools got the West Seneca West. Jeff Helmbrick's coach team got the better of them last year at Kenmore West, and that is where the Billies will go Tuesday to face the Kenmore West Blue Devils.
Everything's happening on Tuesday, including a doctor's appointment for me. So I will be I'll be out of action. But
you'll be listening or watching.
I will be listening or watching. I'll be sitting in the office probably. I'm glad we got this game in today. With the pending rain coming in here in the next couple of days, they're forecasting it not supposed to be too heavy, but off and on rain showers predicted here in the next couple of days. But we got this one in, Frank. It was a little cloudy, a little cool, a little windy out here. But these kids, they played their tails off today. And you got to, hats off to the Billies. They did the job, and they did it right here at home.
And Hamburg went down swinging, too. There's no quitting the Bulldogs. A tremendous season for them. But it comes to an end here at Williamsville South. The Billies, they picked it up at the right time of the year. They had a very good season. And when you have a kid like Joey Battaglia in the lineup, a warrior like that, I mean, he's just a good kid, great athlete, tough kid, headstrong, and a good coaching staff. I mean, Murphy, the head coach, but you also got a guy like Craig Krasinski on the sideline coaching first base, and he knows what it takes to win championships. He's an excellent football coach, just a great role model for his athletes and students. And Will South, they did a great job hosting us here today. The AD, Adam Erickson, great guy, very accommodating. They built this press area for WNY Athletics, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I'll tell you, it's been great. We're up off the ground, about, I don't know, I'd say about 30 feet, maybe 25 feet. And what a great vantage point, really, as Frank moves the camera around.
Our buddy Dan Lalama is down on the field.
Yeah, there's Dan.
Danny Lalama, he calls a lot of hockey games for us.
All the Williamsville South alumni. And Dan's talking with one of the managers right now. But now, will that game be at Ken West?
Ken West.
Yes, it will be.
The home team will be the Blue Devils. They are the higher seed, the number one.
They're the number one seed. So Tuesday and a 5 o'clock start, probably, or something like that.
5 o'clock start. We'll be there for sure, and we're looking forward to being at WNY Athletics. Presented to you by Ilio DePaulos. Dan Lalama, he's the man. Ilio DePaulos, Scroy Financial.
And the Paul Wolf Agency.
Paul Wolf Agency. What
about Scroy Financial? It's plan, protect, and invest with Scroy Financial.
Absolutely. Look at Tom Prinsky's thing down on the field. He's got Battaglia and Berkman. He's going to do a little bit of do some interviews. And where are we going to get? Are we going to eat tonight, Mark? Where are we going to? Because I am freezing.
I promised my wife dinner.
Oh,
and it was from an old sponsor.
Oh, all right, okay. Well, they'll be back in the fall with our football coverage, so no problem there. But yeah,
but I can be talked into a meal if so inclined.
I don't want you to get in trouble, man. That poor woman has been without you for a couple of days at our expense, so I don't know.
Well,
that tough. Might be one you want to take care of, man. If you want to see Saturday.
We had a great time down in Ithaca and Corning for the girls' A and B lacrosse championships down there. Everything was, went as well as it could go, and I want to thank you for that. It was a great trip. I thought it was fantastic. Couple of great games, couple of dud games, but a couple of real close games. And how about that facility at Corning yesterday?
Other than the walk, those stairs, it was a great place to call a game.
Way up high, about 150 feet off the field.
I really enjoyed that place, other than the walk.
Hopefully, we'll see remady some regional football there, because they can definitely do it.
Come to think of it, I think I have some popcorn from their stadium still in the truck. I bought a bag of popcorn in between games.
And you offered it to us, but we can't eat popcorn and talk.
We will be back actually at this field next week, believe it or not, Wednesday night. That boys lacrosse game at 5:30 or 6 is at Will East, but the 8 o'clock game, they moved it to Will South.
Really?
Because of the sectional rules.
When were you going to tell me?
I sent you an email earlier. You got to check that email. But
all right,
Will East Hamburg, Will East can't play at their home field in the sectional final, I guess. So they're moving the game here. It'll be at Will South 8 o'clock.
Okay.
We'll be doing that game on the NFHS network.
And they play right behind us, I take it.
Play right behind us, so get a look at that field out there. That's the press box. We got a couple of scoreboards. Check the lay of the land here out at Will South.
All right. Hopefully we'll get that press box.
We'll get in the press box. That won't be a problem there.
Because I don't like this wind blowing on us. That's for sure.
Absolutely not. But
once again, hats off to the Hamburg Bulldogs. Had a good season. It comes to an end here at Williamsville South, but they gave it their all. They took a 3-1 lead. They took a 1-0 lead, and then saw it slowly slip away from them. Final score again was 9-6, the Billies. And once again, there is our man Tom Prince on the
I
field.
don't know if we can hear him or not, but
He's
try
got-
and pick him up.
He's got Owen Brinkman with him. And
He's down there interviewing Berkman. I don't know if he's the winning pitcher today or gets the save or what. I can't remember exactly when he came into the game, but he did himself a favor by hitting that deep home run to right center field. That was a nice shot.
yeah, it caught me by surprise because it hung up there. And
I
didn't
know.
think I was going to get out of there, and it should have been a nice home run call for me. But well, that's why I'm here, trying to hone up a little bit for baseball, and looking forward to future baseball games this spring.
Well, we're going to break this on down so I can get on out of here, and I'm freezing.
Okay.
So I don't know where we're going, but we are going to get out of here. Mark Johnson, excellent job on the call once again with
Thank
Tom
you.
Prince. So WNY Athletics signing off from Williamsville South High School.
The Section 6 Class A1 quarterfinal. Once again, the Billies 6, the Bulldogs. Excuse me, the Billies 9, that's Bulldogs 6. And you're listening to Western New York Athletics.com and Mixler.com. Good night, everybody.